So welcome back. We've done our test drive. We've got a good indication of what is wrong. So the car's up on stands, wheels are off, and then we just have a good nose about what is going wrong, what parts need replacing, what parts haven't been fixed properly. So first problem we got is a large amount of movement when we're lifting the shock or wheel assembly up. You can see there that's a good 5-10 mil movement, and that's one of the crashing noises we're getting over big bumps, just lifting the bottom. The problem was that nut. Firstly, it wasn't tight, and there's a space that sits between it, which is too big. So match the other side, new bolt, done. Now that's the anti-roll bar, and that was a metal clamp. Not really attached anymore. So need a set of anti-roll bar clamps. Now this is where we were getting a wheelbarrow noise. And as you can see, that's a fair amount of movement. And this wasn't the wheel bearing, the nut wasn't tight properly. And you can see there we've got a lot of play in that track rod end. So add that to the wheel bearing, you're going to get a lot of wobble from this left hand side. And another one we got is a lot of clutch movement. So that needs to be adjusted to take up that gap. So that's adjusted, that's how much is that to come up the top white nut section. That's now sitting a little bit of play. Now we just need to get the nut loose and put it up to the top of that plastic part. And as it's a bit seized, we need a squirt of juice. So that's all adjusted, marked up so we know if it's come loose, it's moved. And now we've got a nice clutch pedal. So lower arms off. Now these are a little easier on the Mk1, because on the Mk2s you've got a longer bolt which goes straight up through and it slides out the subframe. But as the Mk1 doesn't have a subframe, it's literally a bolt at the front, bolt at the back, lower ball joint, and it comes straight out. Simple as that. Anti-roller mounts up there, anti-roller mounts on the top of the lower arm there. So that's out. Next is a drive shaft. Need to pull that out and then do the track rod end. So the drive shafts, we're just pulling them apart to see what problems we have got as the boots are split. So lower arms off, as you can see, bolt on there, bush on there, clamp. Now the biggest problem on this, we know one of the anti-roll clamps was broken. This is the one that wasn't broken. As you can see, that's not a VW part. This is a VW part though, and for 20 quid for a pair of them, why don't you just buy new ones in the first place? You can see the difference in that, even the thickness of the metal. It's appalling. But anyway, found it, fixed it, bin. And the ball joint needs replacing too. So you've got a nice new lower arm, like this. So new lower arm, new bushes, new rear bushes, new ball joint to go on, and of course a proper anti-roll bar clamp. Press that in there, slide the bush on there, back under the car. Now that bush, if you're going to replace them, they need to be pressed in. If you haven't got a big press like this, which aren't expensive, about 50-60 quid, get yourself a little vise, any type of vise, and then use it as a press. Get some spray on it, all around the rubber, and just turn it in. Bar on that and it'll eventually push itself in. No effort. So first drive shaft off. So we're just going to take this apart, degrease all of it. We've got our new boot kits, all the new bolts, everything we need. Yeah, we're going to degrease it, get the grease out the way so we can see what's wrong. I don't think there's much wear in these, to be honest, so we're not going to replace them. The boots are split and perish, so they need replacing. And to do that, you've got to get the CV joints off anyway. Little clip on the end of there, pulls it all off. Like I said, new kit, fresh grease. Take them off, take it off. Clean the middle, bit of spray paint, tidy it up, all back on. And there we go. So, been cleaned, tidied the middle. The boots have been, CV joints have been degreased. Nice bit degreased, you can see in that tub at the back. We've got a lot of old grease in there. Nice fresh grease in it, new clips, and then back on the car. There we go, back on the car. Now these bolts can come loose, so make sure you really do them tight. Again, a bit of pen marker is a long way to know if something's come loose. So lower arms on, ball joints on. Now these are the bushes. Now these ones on the left, these are the front anti-roll bars I've got on the lower arm. And as you can see, I've cut them to get it off, but you can see how much wear it's got on there, how big that front hole is. And there's not much difference on these back ones. Again, the back ones really hold it there. The fronts are the ones that get a lot of wear. So lower arms on, track rods on. Now wheel bearing, you need to do these up tight as you can. Put the car in gear, do it up tight as you can, then put it on the floor and then really tighten it up. Back onto the other side, lower arm off, all the other gubbins off. Back in the garage, get the drive shaft done. Same detail, clean all that up, re-grease, degrease, back on the car. So we're back out in the Mk1. We've done all our work to it. So you can see the repairs we've done. Roof's down, lovely weather. So we've done, yeah, your lower arms, ball joints, bushes, track rod ends, sorted a couple of things which all workmanship I put them down to a previous, so they don't last. Performance wise, set the engine up, correct fuel timing, correct ignition timing, check the fuel pressures, they're all good, a few tweaks, set the throttle body, and yeah, performance wise is so much more pull, lovely. This is actually a 1.9, it's been overboard due to repairs in previous life. So yeah, it's actually a 1.9 8 valve. See, it's got some poke, which is cool. Did have a cold start problem where a couple of turns, a bit of throttle and it's fine. Starts up once it's been started at once, on the button every time. Now I've done everything on this. We've checked the auxiliary air valve, that was fine. Checked all fuel pressures, residual pressures, done a compression check on it still, just to rule out, and that was very strong. And we've ruled it down to the 5th injector. I can't see a thing. Or the cold start injector, so on the 8 valves, left hand side, inlet manifold. So I took that out when it was cold, put it in a bottle, went to crank it over, and it chucked out about 4 pints of fuel. Not really 4 pints, but yeah, quite a lot of fuel it chucked out, which is too much, so it's flooding the engine. So, and it's a bit of a pain to diagnose this, because you've got to do something and test that, yes or no it works, then you've got to leave it a couple of hours to cool right down before you can check it again. Ferrari. So yeah, we took the fuel, I've left it connected and just unplugged it, so it's not getting any power to it. So that's improved it a lot more. However, now we're slightly lean on cold start, so it's probably like 2 or 3 turns and she's on, and no missing either, so it's straight away. Whereas before it was 2 or 3, 5 or 6 turns and it was a bit spluttery, which means obviously it's trying to burn off that extra fuel. So what I've done is just tweaked the mixture on the air metering head just a touch to get a bit more fuel on startup. So just got a few things to check. We've got a nasty rattle at the front, which is very annoying, but as soon as you put your foot on the brakes, it's gone. So your foot on the brakes to stop rattling, which is either one of 2 things: the anti-rattle brake pad parts, which are not doing the job of anti-rattling, or on the Mk1s you have an arm going across, so you've got the brake pedal on the driver's side, you've got an arm going across to the brake servo. So I just want to check that, make sure there's no excess wear in anything, which is because you have to put a lot of pressure on the pedal to brake. Brakes work, they're alright, not the best, but you've got to put a lot of pressure on the pedal. So that's just started braking, that was probably halfway down, so whether that arm has got an adjustment that's come out of whack a bit. So we checked those over. Steering's so much better now, it's even side to side, little bit wallowy, but it's a Mk1. They are generally a bit wallowy, especially a soft top. It's going to have laser wheel alignment once the owner's got it back tomorrow or next day, which makes sense doing that once you've had a lot of work done. You don't want to get a laser wheel alignment done because it's not cheap, and then have all this work done, track release, ball joints, all that sort of stuff, because it's going to throw it all out again. So that's repairs for this car. Nice to drive with the roof down. Beautiful roasting weather. I've gone through about 4 t-shirts this weekend getting this done. Yeah, it's much improved, apart from that row, which is very annoying. But like I said, the bits that are very worn, they've all been replaced. The wheel bearings weren't worn, they just weren't done up properly. Poor workmanship again. But yeah, I'll stop jabbering and I'll see you in the next video.